So Anthropic did a big change to Claude Code. It has basically rebuilt the desktop application from scratch. And as somebody who uses Claude a lot, I'm excited about checking out this change that they have done. I've also done a pro video, a beginner to pro video on Claude Code. So check that video out if you haven't yet. This is how sort of the older app looked like, the Claude Code before this update. And with this update, we have a cleaner, much darker interface for Claude Code. Regular application, which is the desktop, which is the chat one, is still the same, but the Claude Code one is fully reworked, right? So let's try it out. I actually started a simple application for this. What I can clearly see right out of the bat is that the controls and the polishing has been done, which is something that I would like to see more of in these AI softwares and AI companies doing that, because a lot of the software, especially with Claude Code, generally we have seen have a lot of bugs in the past few versions. And now as AI is also getting better, as Anthropic is also now aware of a lot of these rough edges that can be polished, it's good to see that the overall UI improvements are there. So now this is a simple to-do app, which has already been created in a previous version. So I can just go here and click on preview over here. And this is going to mount a preview for me for the application itself, right? So I don't have to spin up another browser, do something entirely different for, just viewing my result. And if you actually see this, it's very clear that the next market that Anthropic is going to go for is for those platforms like Lovable, like Replit, like these vibe coding platforms, which allow you to do exactly this. Similarly, in this view over here, you can also open terminal, and it's going to just create an inline terminal right here itself. So if you are even slightly technical and you just need a little bit of command line interface, or if you need to just run something specific, you can do that with the terminal here as well. Now there is one clear bug that I'm able to see, again, like something which I would attribute into polishing. I'm sure they can fix it quickly. I don't know if it is actually coming in the video recording or not, but there's a very small flicker when I'm clicking on this preview button, when I'm clicking on this button, right? So if I click on this continuously, I think you should be able to see that the screen just goes black for maybe 10 milliseconds and then it comes back. So let's try to ask it something. Can you do a git init in this folder as well, right? Because this is not a Git repository right now, so we are not able to see or use of this diff features over here, right? Which is again a new thing. And if you're somebody who uses AI agents to write code like Claude, OpenAI, all of these agents over there, then at some point you would have felt the need of a better code reviewer, somebody who can actually look into if they are doing the right stuff or not, if they are breaking anything which is not related to their code changes, hundreds of different things. And if you want peace of mind like I do when I'm creating code at scale, and I want another AI to make sure that there are no bugs that are gonna happen when we merge this into production, then you need to check out Greptile. Greptile, which is today's sponsor of the video, is the best AI code reviewer that you can use. See, Greptile is not just you asking Claude Code or Codex to do a code review on your changes. It's actually much more deeper than that. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because Greptile actually develops understanding of your code base. When you ask Greptile to do a code review on your PR, you're not just looking at the diff. Greptile actually looks at the diff, but it also looks at files which are not in the diff in the first place. This actually helps it catch bugs which are not going to be highlighted in code review, which you're doing just by looking at the diffs. Furthermore, this is a system that actually learns from your comments, your suggestions, everything that you are doing. So you don't have to keep on repeating again and again what is a consistent style in your code base versus what is actually a bug. And of course, there is so much more that you can do with Greptile, using your own custom rules, giving it a style guide, and just controlling where Greptile runs in the first place. If you're writing code with agents, Greptile is a no-brainer for you to install in your GitHub repositories. It's completely free for open source. You can apply for it. If you're a startup, you get 50% on Greptile. And if you're a company, then Greptile would basically pay off itself within the first few bugs that it'll be able to catch, probably in a few days of time of your using your Greptile subscription. So do check out Greptile. This is one of the best softwares out there for doing code review. All the links are in the description. And now back to the video. For some reason, even though I have a Git repository here, the diff is actually not showing me anything, right? And then there is this button which is also not doing anything. So again, I would say it looks nice to see, but there are a bunch of things, bunch of rough edges still that can be smoothened out. The other thing that they said is that it's possible to do multi-sessions here, right? So for example, let's say I am doing this session over here. So I've just created like 2 split session screen, and this is pointed to some other directory altogether. This is into some other project. If I create a new session over here, and if I point it into a third directory, I don't know if I can do like 3 screens. I can. Awesome. So you can do like a lot of screens, right? You can have a bunch of these agents, not only in different tabs or different, things over here, but if you have like a sort of like a wide monitor, and if you want to create it exactly like how I actually do it for my terminal as well, I think that is possible. But I don't know how I can take this out of this view. I mean, I can put it in, but I'm not sure if I can take it out. Yeah, I don't know. How do I take it out? Maybe I just have to cross it, open it again, open one, then drag something else entirely. Yeah, so I don't know, like for example, look at this. Over here, I have this screen and this screen, but I can close this one, but I can't close this one, right? Even though like I have dragged this, right? So again, like a few things here and there can be improved, but the overall direction, I really, really like it. And this is actually really good for somebody who does not like terminals and they want like a simple but yet a powerful way of working with Claude. I think this is the best way out there. I mean, if you don't agree on the best way, at least you agree that this is the best way to use your Claude Max subscription with something like this, right? Because you can't use your Max subscription with any GUI tool other than, those provided by Claude itself. That is how their terms and conditions looks like. Can you rework this into Astro instead, right? And if I ask this, and if I do, by the way, what is 2 plus 2? Nice. So this is also one of the things that I actually use a lot in Claude Code, right? So Claude Code has this feature of, just adding BTW, and you can just ask it some question, something that you want to ask, and it's gonna return you without interrupting the responses, right? So let's just say we go with this. But the cool thing about BTW, which is by the way, in this one, is that you can do follow-up in this. I don't think this is actually possible in Claude Code, if I'm not wrong. In Claude Code, you just get the response and then that's it. You just have to close the by the way thing. But over here, the side chat is actually great. And the advantage of this over a new chat is that when you ask something with by the way, it actually retains the full context history. So you can deviate a little bit, but not so much that you actually have to create or fork the chat itself. I'm going to switch this to bypass for now so that it just does not interrupt us. While it's doing this, I can go ahead and say it, can you explain me the project, and run this agent as well. And again, I can just open both these agents together so that I can monitor their progress, right? So if I'm just working with 2 agents, I think this is a much prettier way of working, except for, instead of just having 2 windows and you just have to change the windows. For example, in case of Codex, I can't do this, right? In case of Codex, I don't have this flexibility of rearranging these sessions. I can't do any of this. But Claude Code, the new version at least allows me to do that, which is pretty cool. They also have reworked, I feel, this section a little bit. This used to feel a lot more like a web view earlier. Now it at least looks somewhat better. I don't know like if this is still a web view or not. It most certainly seems like, but it's just generally overall fitting the whole thing. Although this is part of a different feature release, but Claude Code also has this routines now, which is super interesting, which basically means that you can run sort of like cron jobs either on your local computer or remotely on Claude servers. And this is exactly what we also saw in Codex. When Codex came out first, I showed you this, that they have this sort of like a feature, which is pretty cool, but it's great to see this on Claude as well. Now, one of the reasons you can use this is, for example, let's say you want to have, just a summarization of all the pull requests that maybe like your human developers or some agents have created, right? Once every day at 9 a.m. before you start your work. Or it could be something like a CI check or, some status check, or even if you go out of like technical capabilities, it could be like a marketing sync up or whatever. Like you can do basically anything, right? And if you're running it on local, it's even better because you can run it on your own system with all the toolings and, configurations, all of that access. And it's not leaving, the credentials are not leaving your computer, at least. They're not getting stored on Claude server, even though the AI would run there. But you can look at this. Local tasks only run when your computer is awake. So that is an advantage for using remote tasks, because this would run on their servers, on Claude servers. So you don't have to worry about that. They've also given a slight UI update to other things like Claude Cowork as well, which follows like a similar consistent style of Claude Code. Right, so they have like sort of like combined the styles together. But Claude Code is deliberately, I feel like it has been made much darker in color so as to give it a terminal look, which by the way looks great for me. They also have this chart over here, right? Which is actually strange because it's most likely using data from my computer and not from Anthropic servers, because on 28th January, 28th December and this January month, I was not actually using the account that I'm logged in from. I actually changed my email. In fact, you can't change email on Claude, on Anthropic, so I had to create a new account. So I basically started using it somewhere in March, if I'm not wrong, March or April, early April. So I don't know like how this usage is coming from. It's probably from my own computer. And of course, I consciously am never using Haiku or, even Sonnet. I'm generally always using Opus, but these could be like sort of like sub-agents, right? Which Opus itself is spawning up. But anyway, pretty cool update, nice update. I still think that there is a bunch of polishing and stuff that can be improved. Is this enough for me to shift from terminal to desktop app? I'm not sure right now. I want to try it for a couple of days. I do have a different level of comfort with terminal. For example, see, one of the things that I really like to do is just control the effort. And I don't see that over here, right? Which is a big thing. I do see like, okay, maybe I need to start the chat first. Let's see. I do see by the way, but I don't see an effort, right? I do see like a bunch of other commands, stats and all, which is pretty cool, pretty nice. But I don't see, at least effort. That's what comes to my mind for now. And there are, of course, a bunch of more things which are not available in terminal. For example, I don't think I've seen loop. Maybe I'm wrong at this point. I don't know, but I don't use these things in Claude Code generally. But I don't know, maybe, let's see. I might create a follow-on video on this. So if you want to watch that, make sure you're subscribed. So that's all for this video. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Do check out Griptile, the best way to code review your PRs. All the links are in the description. And I'm gonna see you in the next video very soon. If you're still watching, make sure you leave a comment, "I watched till the end" below to tell me that you were still here, and let me know what do you think about the video.